iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
What the fuck is wrong with Marcus Serta?
How do you mean?
Well, what did he send us? I don't get it.
Have you ever bought beer in a can?
I mean, normally it's he sent us beer,
and you know what? It's lovely just to be Mike. It's an honor just to be nominated.
But he said this thing about happy anniversary, which is very nice.
Yes, and happy holidays.
Very nice of him to send us a gift. I don't get it though, because normally when you send beer or a foodstuff or a product of some kind, what you do is, gee, let me see if I can shut this off again.
How long before he switches to Android?
Oh, God. He won't know how to turn that off.
So I'm
You two, settle.
You settle.
I swear to God, I'm going to poison him this week. Comes back from Jamaica, and he's been nothing but a dick to me.
Let me jump in with it, Mike. Just tune out for a second. Oscar, he's fragile today.
No, he's a winner.
No,
how am I fragile?
You're fragile. You had a night last night, and you know what? He's kicking you while you're down. Well, you need to be built up today.
No, I don't. Anyway, so
let's kick Marcus.
Well, no, I am very grateful for Marcus's gift.
Have you ever had deflective behavior directed towards you?
Oscar, would you be a dear and grab that 6-pack behind you?
It's a 4-pack, Mike.
A 4-pack?
Yes.
All right. So let's take a look. So Marcus sends
a 4-pack of beer.
He sends us a beer.
Multiple, which is kind of him.
It is. It's always nice to be thought of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is called...
Nice and chilly.
It's called Heady Topper.
Oh, it's sort of, you know what that is, Oscar? Of course Oscar knows this. It's a parody of the name Hedda Hopper.
Oh, totally.
And you know what she did, right?
Yeah.
That's right. She was a showbiz reporter in the 1940s.
Rob, pop it open.
All right, hold on.
We might as well just have a little...
Appreciate it.
It's called Heady... Is it Heady B Topper?
No, I think it's just Heady Topper.
What's the little squiggly in between Heady and Topper?
I think that's a logo.
Okay.
The Alchemist.
Heady Topper.
Ooh, it's a Vermont beer. I'll take this.
The Alchemist Vermont, and it says here, Heady Topper is an American double India pale ale.
Oh, wow.
This beer is not intended to be the biggest or most bitter. Why would they say biggest? It is meant to give you a wave after wave of happy goodness on your palate.
You know who loves an India pale ale? Is Richard Parker.
Richard Parker. Heady
Salud.
Topper. All right, so let's have a little sip here and see
It's
what
an
it's
8% alcohol. Oh, it's not the kind
Oh, yeah. That is hoppy.
Now, it was cold on the outside, but it's not cold on the inside.
It tastes like grapefruit juice.
I like it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I know you do.
It's
Keeping it tight.
It's got a nice texture to it.
It is.
I really do enjoy it. Yeah.
It's got some kick.
Yeah, right?
It's Heady Topper.
It's crazy hoppy, and I like a maltier beer.
This is fun. Can I have it?
Yes.
I'll take them all.
All right. You take them home?
Yeah. I want you to finish them before you
Boy,
leave.
you can tell that's got some that's got some bite to it.
It's a kick to the face.
Kick! That's what I was looking for.
Have
It's
you
got
ever
some
been-
kick to it.
Have you ever been locked up for DUI?
So does Marcus, is this like Marcus's favorite brew? Is that why
I don't know.
Well, it's Vermont brew. So
Marcus, let me just say.
Do you want to call him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
This will go well.
This cannot go well.
No, simply because
Mike's already having a bad day.
It's just communication.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
communication. It's like Marcus is a guy that now does Omeracast, and he does a great job.
Right. Kills.
He knows more about the show than we know about the show.
I never listened to that show.
But
I've never missed an episode.
the fact
What are
is,
you going to do when you call him and he jizzes in his pants?
Okay, I don't know if he even picks up the phone.
That's his number.
All right.
You see that?
yeah, and yesterday was laundry day for him, so he's going to have to wait a week.
That's right. Well, Celine does the laundry.
All right, do you have the phone up? Is the phone up?
Thumbs up. Oh, good call.
All right. Thank you very much.
Old thumbs.
And then you'll need to mute your handset for optimum fidelity.
Please.
Have you ever been sitting around the house?
Well, Rob. What I want to do is mute the phone number, even though I give Marcus a hard time.
Oh, I did knock down. I knocked it down for 3 of the
Okay, let's
digits.
try it again.
Okay.
Let's try it again, shall we? All right, very good.
Getting tense.
No, he's fine. Have you ever been sitting around revising your resume and you get a call from a disc jockey?
Have you ever worked with Dante's Peak?
Let's see what happens. Just kind of curious about why he sent this to us.
Yeah.
Because there's no explanation. It was just happy anniversary. I got some party favors for you.
It's in the crapper. I hope he listens.
Just want to find out. Find out how much of a P1 he really is.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm out buying lard.
Marcus Serta.
I got
Can't do
flour.
it.
Let's see what's on the checklist. Flour.
Have you ever not answered your phone when a radio show is calling you?
Have you ever drank till you blacked out and you misplaced an
Marcus?
entire Thursday?
That's why I'm Mike and you're Marcus.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause that's opportunity, baby.
Wow.
That's opportunity.
Bet you $1 he calls back at a bad time.
No, yeah, of course he will.
It'll be just like
It's the same reason he sends us something with absolutely no explanation. Is it beer that he likes? Is it a specialty brew? Is there some story behind? That's what I like to know.
Was there anything in the box?
There was a card that said "Happy Anniversary."
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet of him.
That's what it's very
Very
nice.
kind, right?
I'm not
More
saying it
people should
wasn't
do
nice.
that.
I'm just curious.
More people.
But now
More people should mail us things.
send us gifts.
Yeah, you know what, for
Well,
the
I didn't-
anniversary.
do
I
that.
didn't say it like that.
When you
it's
do
how
that,
they heard it.
When you do that, now people are going to send things.
I'm
That's right.
just saying this is one of his favorite things, and he's sharing it with us.
Yeah, these are his favorite things.
Yeah.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
Other people's favorite things may be Apple gift cards,
8% by volume.
or maybe something for iTunes.
That's right.
You know?
Oscar's asking for presents.
No, I'm not.
Oscar's asking for holiday presents.
No.
Bright copper
People do
kettles
enough.
and warm woolen mittens.
People do enough.
But I thank you, Marcus. But I would like at some point for you to share with Rob an explanation on what the gifts are.
You know
don't
what?
need to share that with me.
It wouldn't kill him to send us a pie. You know, his wife Celine makes
that's
beautiful,
right.
beautiful pies.
Isn't his wife Celine like an amazing baker?
Yes, I think that's how they're supporting the household now.
What's her pie specialty?
It's a cheddar.
Stop it! I'm asking. You know, is it a pecan pie?
He brought me to America.
Cheddar.
He brought me a bourbon pecan pie that never
Bourbon pecan Cool Ranch.
with the crumbles, but it never found its way to me. He actually drove a pie down.
Quality
from the-
pie from Kraft.
Where did it end up?
I don't know, but it never found its way backstage.
Mystery pie.
That is some sort of
Hair pie.
Oh, Mike, that means vagina. What are you doing?
Vagine. Vagine.
You know, I heard that they actually took the recipes from her pies and used them on set in The Help.
Oh, it's Celine Serta's shit pie. Is that a shit in the pie joke? All right, you have something for
I
us,
do.
do you not?
We teased this on the show. I believe
that movie is worth watching for that scene alone.
it is.
Where she puts shit in the pie.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Corn?
You know,
Peanuts?
it is. There's not supposed to. There's not supposed to be corn in this pie.
All right, if you remember back, I believe it was the week before Thanksgiving, there was something in the audio vault where
You is regular. You is strong.
you's got blood.
You is blood in your stool.
I have heard his pies are amazing. So
Yeah.
with all due
Send us a
respect,
pie, Marcus,
Yes.
instead of the
To Marcus
Hetty
and his wife.
Popper beer.
Now, what we have here is this is actually a comment thread from YouTube where people were arguing about a One Direction video.
Okay.
Now, what's great about the YouTube threads is how often they sort of veer into the personal attack and the childish way of fighting. So a website hired esteemed British voiceover actors to read the argument thread.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, when I played it in the audio vault, it was censored and therefore not as funny.
And didn't I request that we have it
you
uncensored?
did. And you know what we love in radio? We love your requests.
Yes.
And so here is the YouTube One Direction post, uncensored.
I have proof that Harry is gay.
You're a shit-faced liar.
Brilliant. Here we go. Instant insult.
Maybe don't be such of a bitch.
I wasn't being a bitch. I was telling the truth. Harry's gay, and I know it.
You're just a direction hater. You have a picture of Harry, but you don't really love him. Not like real directioners do. So why don't you just go and die under a tree?
Are you serious? If ever I saw a direction hater, it's someone who was once a believer before when they chose their name. And who now wants whatever the big thing is.
How old are these boys?
Old.
Jesus Christ.
I would put them at-
And what, did they have like 6 martinis before that? I mean, I understand British in that, but...
I think they've perhaps embraced the number called 80.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they're old.
Go eat a shit.
After you tell me what your proof is, that Harry is gay. You can't be a Harry girl and have a picture of Harry and think that Harry is gay. You're just a hater. And obviously not a Christian either.
No, well, you can't be a directioner with a name like Gillian Loves the Beebs. Are you serious? You don't even have a picture of Harry, so fuck you.
Oh,
Newsflash.
Jesus.
You can love Harry and Justin.
Aha.
It's not a crime, okay? Also, it's so blatant that you don't have any proof. Otherwise, you'd have already said it instead of being a bitch. Got nothing to say. Is that because you're lying? And an attention whore like all haters?
I have a pic on my Twitter of Harry that proves he was gay, but I'm not going to say my Twitter because you're being so disgusting.
Seriously. Fuck off. I'm done.
Just because you can't accept that he'll never want you because you've got no dick.
And scene. Oh, my God. Yeah, good low end there.
What
My
I
God.
love is go eat a shit.
Fuck you! Harry's gay. I have proof. Stop the fucking show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
Ted! I'm alive, Johnny! Oh my God! I'm alive! Your magical wish worked! You're back! Yeah, I mean, you know, when you showed me up, you put some of the stuffing in the wrong places, so I'm a little fucked up. But will you take care of me forever and ever? Nah, I'm just kidding you. I thought it'd be funny if you thought I was fucking retarded. You asshole! Come here, you bastard!
Welcome back, Ted.
It was you. You did it. Son of a bitch. You wished for my life back.
No. I wish for my life back.
It's the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana, and now, here's Mike.
Do you think me stupid for being such a fan of the movie Ted? What are you What are you doing?
I'm looking up the Twitter stock ratings because it's part of the show today.
Okay,
Unupdated.
You know what I say
Oscar
to that?
when Oscar gets homework assignments,
Yeah.
he does them like 5 minutes before.
No, no, I
Any
wanted to
chance that Oscar ever did his homework on
No.
the school bus?
There never is.
Oh, he always did his. I
No.
guarantee he was
I wanted to
on
do
the way
that-
to school.
He does the entertainment report.
Sometimes.
He will have that ready to go. Let me ask you.
It's an updated quote.
We'll get to that in a second. This is the bonus show.
Yes. What number, Pony?
What number?
160. Sorry, it's 160.
You know, whenever I give everybody homework assignments to do for a show, it's like everybody kind of dives in, but Oscar kind of has that. Were you a problem child in school?
No, I was a great student.
Did you ever? I'm not talking about.
You've
the
never
quality.
told one story to support that assertion.
Well, no.
Assertion, I should say.
I didn't play
that
by
he was
the rules.
that he was a great student.
He was great. He was amazing.
Let me give you a little background. Today on the show is our year-end review. Everybody on the show got different assignments, pop culture, show history with Rob, and tech for Oscar. And then Pony was just asked to give his 10 favorite moments on the show.
This is so lighthearted and joyous.
I always remember whenever I put anything out like that where we always have kind of a homework assignment.
Sure.
I always feel as though Oscar rebels. Oscar rebels against it. He doesn't like homework assignments.
There is one classic example, and I'm not here to pick a scab because I barely remember it myself, but do you remember when Oscar came to us and said, I have an idea for a show. It's called Show and Tell. Everybody bring in 4 items and show and tell about them.
I don't remember that, but I'll...
I remember that, and I totally messed that.
And he did not bring anything in.
I
It
forgot.
was his idea to do the show. And he said, I didn't go by Mom's house.
All right, let's before we get started with the year in review, because we
Yes.
all do have some different stuff we want to talk
Yes.
about, but I want to get to the ABCs of Oscars. So you tell me if I'm right or wrong about this. You work very hard.
Yes.
And
maybe the hardest working guy I've ever met.
you like to work very hard.
Yes.
But you also like to work. You like to do the things that you like to work around your your jet stream, your
no.
supervisor. If you are told to do something, you reject it.
No. I actually, to be fair to
nice music
to you, is that on my end, when people tell me that they need. So this is the way I look at the structure of the show now.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
You are responsible 100% for the content of the program.
Yes, I mean, well, that I would not agree with that. I would not, because 100%.
I would say all the
100% would mean that I do everything on the show, and I don't.
But it all filters through you. Maybe his choice of words was wrong.
79 minutes of the show is through you.
Here's how I would describe it.
Yes.
I am responsible for the editing of the show.
Okay, but
I cobble together what everybody brings to the table.
That's what I'm saying, but that is your. I mean, you said it yesterday.
Yes.
That those 79 minutes are your minutes.
That is my.
And that's how we work, correct?
Right, exactly.
So I'm happy to be here for the certain, and I consider myself a good part of those 79 minutes.
Well, you have to be here.
Yeah, but I don't get as joyous as or as focused as the little small assignments you give me, because for outside of those 79 minutes, I'm thinking of website, sales, invoices, work, this and that. So when I do a homework assignment, it's not because I don't care about it. It's because it's not at the top of my list to get done.
He said doo-doo.
You're telling me my assignments aren't important?
No, they're important, but there are other pending matters. So when I get to, like last night, I did.
Yeah, and the thing about that is that's fine, but you advertise that. I mean, it's so obvious. You make it so obvious to me that and when you do it because you prioritize your behind the scenes work of the nuts and bolts of the show. Is also yours. Exactly.
He's right.
But you prioritize, and you make it clear that you prioritize it, and you make of people around you in some cases feel diminished because of your poo-pooing.
I think.
Because what it ultimately is, I'm doing the website, I'm doing the invoices, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Hey, you're doing an impression of Oscar, doing an impression of you.
Yeah, and so I'm doing this, and then you will kind of say, okay, well, what do you want me to do for your little show now?
No,
what do you want me to do for your little
playtime,
your little playtime theater?
That's not it.
That's the way I feel, Buster.
You shouldn't feel. I think what you're feeling is actual guilt, but you shouldn't feel guilt.
How am I feeling guilt?
Really? Guilt?
You're responsible for the most important 79 minutes of the show.
Yes.
Right? So there are, I would say, 6 or 7 more hours outside of that you don't have to do anything, which is great because you're responsible for that 79 minutes.
Do you see what he's doing here?
I'm so not involved right now.
Do you see what he's doing here?
Guess what?
Do you hear what this douchebag is doing to me?
These are 79 minutes that I don't want to be a part of.
This is when you spend 4 days on an island with another douchebag.
That's right. Filling your head with douchebag thoughts.
Douchebaggery. You absorb the no filter.
Hours of time, Mike, hours at the pool with rum drinks.
Right.
Todd whispering in his ear.
Not the case at all.
He says, his name is on it, but the show doesn't happen without you.
And when you have 9 hours that I'm spending in the salt mines as you're out walking your chihuahua, that's fine.
Mike,
that's all well.
Mike,
yes.
Again, you should, when Pony and I work together on projects, or we have
like you did yesterday in my kitchen when you were completely disrespectful.
We have pending deadlines. No, and you can ask Pony. Pony, I'm not even going to prompt you. What is my my outlook on Mike's responsibilities when it comes to the show?
I would say.
Hold on.
You know what?
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Hey, by the way, before you answer, Pony, up to now I had utmost faith in your judgment, and you're going to him as your defense.
Well, no, because
really not your best.
Because what I say, if anything happens,
it's his boy.
I know.
If anything bad happens, or anything important's coming up, or we might miss a deadline, or anything like that,
yes,
I don't burden you with that.
Right.
I carry that and make sure the deadline's met, and we fight to get it done. And sometimes I really.
Incidentally, good contribution, Pony.
I really,
as always,
I try and ingrain into Pony that you are here to be creative, and to have a good time.
Right.
You don't need to deal with a BS.
Right.
Is that true or untrue, Pony Boy?
Oh, you're talking to me? Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm working on something kind of important here.
Never mind.
My Pony Boy.
It's pony time. Get up.
Look at Pony rubbing his eyes. Like he's so put upon right now. That's funny.
And here's how the play goes. If you were reading back the transcript, isn't that right, Pony? Yes. That's it.
Here's the thing, though. So even though and I know you value that. I know you value the creative contribution.
What you do is genius. I tell anybody I work with, I said, what you do, no one else can do.
I know you value it because you've done it.
Yes.
You see, here's the thing. You are behind the scenes working very hard on. I can't even put a list together because there are too many things, and really just in between shows today. You should hear the studio. You know what the studio is? Oscar, I need this. Oscar, can you go? Oscar, that's how much he is involved in all the technical aspects.
Oscar,
and all
rub my feet. Oscar, scratch my back.
And all the business
Have
aspects
me order a bed.
at the same time. And this may be this you bastard. You bastard. I'm trying to give you a fucking compliment here.
Please continue.
But the fact is, still at its core,
yes,
all of it springs from you being here on the show.
Yes.
And that's the way I look at it.
But I also enjoy that because you're able to unlock this side of me, the energy that I would put towards someone else's business,
right?
Or when I would work for an employer,
which you did for a long time.
Yes,
and I understand that, and I know also
I love putting that energy to something I love and I'm passionate about.
You like being business Oscar.
Yes,
there's show Oscar and there's business Oscar.
Right, they're different.
Yeah, and there is and I think that sometimes with business Oscar, when I give show Oscar an assignment to be show Oscar, I want more enthusiasm, and maybe a better word would be more joy.
Yes, joie de vivre
for show Oscar on this show.
That is fair,
and
that is so fair because sometimes, like around let's say 10:30 when I was doing the list, last night, Shannon's like, "Well, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm putting a list together for the top 10 tech
things of
tech stories of
2013.
2013."
Right,
and she goes, "Oh, so." She goes, "When are you do that?" And so she starts asking me these questions, and I'm like, "I just got to get this done. Like it's time for bed after this." You know?
Right.
So
it's the last thing of your day.
Yes.
It's the last.
But I should make it the first.
Well, because
it's the fun part of my day.
It is the fun part.
But to be honest with you, this particular assignment, as we were all asked to come up with our top 10 lists for 2013, is kind of tedious. It was tedious for me too. It's fun to
you forget how much cool things happen.
Well, I found multiple sources for this, and it was just kind of like, I think it's great when we start talking about it, but at the same time, incidentally, 22 minutes into our hour, we haven't talked about it yet.
We're going to have to hurry up, or we're not going to get to it before the end of the year.
You put more business effort and more technical effort, more behind the scenes effort into this show than probably any show you've ever been associated with.
True.
Yeah.
And because of that, sometimes it's. I wish that there was somebody like you had an executive assistant, or somebody that.
Hey, have you ever seen the movie Multiplicity?
What's that?
Let's clone him.
Let's
have a Michael Keaton for you.
We've got an associate producer.
Yes.
We've got a webmaster.
Right. Yes.
And we have
a business manager.
Yeah, we have a business manager. And unfortunately, the associate producer and the webmaster and kind of my right-hand man is a mute. Yeah. And he works right behind me.
This is true.
But he
Anything
works
to say to
so
that, Pony?
hard to that.
He does.
Fact.
He's just like, think about Pony. He just loves being here.
So we have the mute assistant. We have the business-minded, driven Oscar.
Right.
We have the creative genius Mike O'Mara.
Right.
And the ultimately lazy and quite replaceable Rob Spivak. So that's the cocktail that works.
No, again.
No, I will not say this. I will say not in any way, shape, or form in any way replaceable.
No,
and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
He didn't go to Todd's party.
This is not
He
fun.
didn't go to the premiere with you yesterday. But he went to Jimmy's.
He knows his value.
Yes.
He knows that he doesn't have to. He knows that.
That's okay.
He knows he really doesn't have to.
Oh, my God.
He knows how much he's valued on this program. Don't
Yeah,
get
but
me
I
wrong.
don't think
Just like you know how much you're valued.
Yeah, but I feel like
and it's a pain in the ass.
I feel like I have to do everything.
Really?
Yeah, I actually started getting dressed to go to Ashburn, and Shannon's like, "You'll never make it." And I said,
no, there was
and
no
then
way.
I knew.
I hope I conveyed that to you.
No, and then I knew what because I looked at my Google Maps app.
When you said you were calling back.
An hour and 45 minutes in traffic.
Yeah, when you were calling back on Shannon's phone, I knew you were in D.C., and there's absolutely I said there's no way, and I just wanted to share with you the story
It's
about
the Latin guilt, though, I think.
So here's the question.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's how we solve this problem.
Oh, here's the solution.
What do we do, and I'm talking about Mr. Spivak and Mr. O'Mara,
right,
to give you a more joyous show experience?
No, you know what? You should not.
Or should we not change
You
anything?
should not change
And
anything
you know
at
what?
all because you shouldn't feel. I think honestly, sometimes when you see me respond to an assignment.
Yes.
Or, for example, checking the latest Twitter because I want.
Well, the response, incidentally, for everybody, the listeners that should know, was something along the lines of, "It's not like you have anything better to do."
No,
it's like that's what he said.
No,
he was talking to Pony too. He wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about Pony. He said, "And Pony, why don't you come up with a list of your top 10 moments on the show?" Yeah, not like he's not been working his ass off. Yeah, that was something, right? Was it not? Was it?
Okay,
am I
so
paraphrasing correctly?
Not like he's been has had his nose to the grindstone, Mike. While you've been out taking a dump and playing Parcheesi.
Wow.
So Mike comes in
that order.
Right.
Mike comes in, and at this point, you caught me in mid grilling of Ponyboy. Like I am grilling him.
You do grill Ponyboy.
The stove is on high. Like his face is being put on.
You grill
He is
Ponyboy.
sitting on a man grill.
Yeah.
Right.
At one point, I looked at him and I said, "Where are you writing things down? I don't see where you're writing things down." I was like, I can't trust that you're going to do these things unless you. And I sat there and I said, "Ponyboy, I'm sorry. I'm a little on edge about a couple of these things because we were launching the bonus packages, all these other things."
It's been a big week.
Yeah. And I said,
Really
he said,
big
"Okay,
week.
so we start kind of getting back to just regular. Let's do this, this, and this right now to get it off our plate."
Right.
So at that point, after I'm done grilling him, you walk in and you have your Harley jacket on. You're going to go riding. You're going to go have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, "Hey, Ponyboy, I need 10 great moments of the show." And I didn't flinch.
This is after I'd asked you to do the tech
and
things for the show.
but that wasn't a problem because anything show related, Paramount's anything business related.
But did you not say something along the lines? It's not like he's got.
I said
anything
this.
better to
I
do.
said, "Sure, Pony. It's not like you don't have enough on your plate." And Mike turned at that point.
I went
Okay.
immediately to the dark side. It's not like you have anything on your plate. And then Oscar says, Oscar said to me, "This is when I really got to the dark side." Oscar said something along the way. "Hey, I'm just having fun.
I'm busting balls.
I'm not pissed off." And I said, "I don't give a shit if you're pissed off."
And then he stomped
And I
out.
go walk out.
And I said, "Great working with you."
And I said, "Besides, you know whose idea?" Then I threw you under the bus.
Of course,
I
and
said,
I was about to admit to it.
Besides, you know whose idea it was? It was Rob's idea.
And I'm, of course, hiding in here.
But, Pony,
Wait, did you not send me?
No, I said
into that.
I
Did
said
you
I
not,
had an
Rob's-
idea.
Rob, you said have Pony give his top 10 moments
Yeah.
on the show, and did you not send me to deliver that
I said,
news?
I believe the phrase was, "Would you mind tasking him with that?"
Yeah,
I said it.
because he doesn't want to. The rarefied air of great joy and Christmas wishes doesn't want to get his hands. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
But unfortunately,
He's got nothing. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
what I did not convey, and I should have, it was almost like it was a joke because I was giving Pony all these small tasks that I knew he had time to do that.
And you know what? Maybe I do feel guilty, and that's why I react the way I
Yes.
do, because I'm always saying I don't want any. I like everybody on this show, believe it or not, with all the bluster and all the other bullshit that comes along
Right.
with it. I like everybody to be happy in their work.
We were
Of
happy.
course,
We
and
wouldn't
we are,
have
and-
worked. That's why we work so hard.
Let me jump in with this, and you might not be aware of it, but mostly Oscar and Pony, but me to a certain extent, we've taken on a lot more stuff since June.
Rob is grinding.
And what's happened is we have been saying to ourselves since June, if we can just get this done, it's going to get easier.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is finally getting easier.
is.
Systems are falling into place, and you are going to see more joy from Oscar
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to continue to be happy, but even happier at what we do.
So it's been crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a crazy
crazy.
year.
Well, and also, we don't, and this is really pulling back the curtain.
Sure.
There was a culture, unfortunately, that that kind of festered and then grew into kind of your norm.
The norm, yeah.
The norm. And that culture was, we'll get to it tomorrow.
Yep.
Maybe next week, we got too much on our plate now. And I don't begrudge or hate anybody that created that culture, because we all, at the end of the day, are responsible for
We
it.
contributed to it.
Because we contributed to it. Yeah. But when...
The bottom line is we were easy on ourselves.
Yes.
We were much too easy on ourselves because, hey, it's a podcast. And the fact is, we lost sight of the fact that the people that support this show really support this show, that the people that support the show are large in numbers, significant numbers, that we actually are doing this as our jobs.
Yes.
And when we started to turn the corner is when we all recognized the fact that this is our job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what we have
And we're
changed.
blessed to have this job.
We
and we
are.
also recognize that, especially you, the bonus show subscriber, and our P1 supporters deserve better.
Yeah.
And we
and
wanted to give
when
you better.
when we realized that we were taking it easy on ourselves, we realized that it wasn't really to the benefit of us, but it was to the detriment of the listener.
Yeah.
And you are, make no mistake, everyone who's hearing our voices right now, you're our clients. We have a relationship with you. And you know that we value that.
And it keeps the edge up. It
of course.
keeps the edge up, keeps you sharp, and you know it, and you have that attitude. There are days like today. We have had, believe it or not, on our little show, a pile of business stuff to go along with, launching a lot of different stuff. But, I think that's, we can wrap it up by saying we do have a commitment to, getting you as much product as we can and keeping that product fresh. That's not always easy, but it's a lot of fun to do.
With Pony and I, the way we work, and he won't say it because he won't remember it because he's not listening right now or he's doing something else.
Right.
I would say that
he did look like he had drifted off.
Yes, I said
he's actually using his mouse to text his cell phone. I don't know how he's doing that.
I said to him, every day, every detail counts.
Right.
And if we continue believing that and working to that effect, then we will do what we need to do to make this the right product.
All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad we had our psychotherapy session to get that out of the way.
Right.
Let's get right to the year-end in review. And it's really, you get a lot of these. We all sourced these lists, and we went to news organizations. I was looking at Time Magazine. I was actually looking
They still
at
publish that?
Yahoo and Google and a lot of the different websites that were actually coming up with the top pop culture events, really news events of the year. And then we've got show events, and then we've got tech events. Really, you can put tech into the category of a year in review now because there's so many different things that happen.
A very happy New Year.
Oh, fuck you, Hetty.
I didn't realize that Guy Lombardo was going to speak.
Fuck you, Hetty.
You know what you've got, Mike? You've got water cooler topics.
Water cooler. The list I have, and we can talk about it in no particular order. I tried to prioritize them, but I think at one end, the fact that we got a new pope.
Yes.
And
a very different pope.
That would not have made the list if we didn't get a different pope.
A progressive pope.
Yeah, the pope that seems to, almost on a monthly basis, make some changes that are getting noticed. And he's doing the same thing. I'm old enough to remember Pope John Paul II.
Right.
When he did a lot of things that opened it up. Look, I look at, I'm a Reformed Catholic. I'm a former Catholic, a fallen Catholic.
Right.
I look back at the Catholic Church and everything that they do as an organization. I don't even look at it from a religious point of view. I look at it as an organization that can do some good in the world, and they really do. If you think about Catholic charities, if you think about missions, if you think about doing good works, that's the way I look at the Catholic Church. So anything that the Pope can do as the leader of the Catholic Church to make the church more all-inclusive, to me, is a good thing. And that's where this guy, number one, the thing that I liked about him, he came in and he didn't want all the bullshit. He didn't want all the trappings. And he made a very...
And the last pope, the pope that quit.
Oh, my God, was just
He was crazy. He was bringing out furs that hadn't been worn since the 14th century.
Yeah, and his red loafers and living in that. And
Gucci red loafers.
And so that's why
Chocolates.
I made note of him. The number 9 item, and I'll just do 2 at a time here.
Okay.
The number 9 thing that I thought really was the big story of 2013, and it's not a happy story, and I was going to do this on the show tomorrow. I'll talk a little bit more about it, is the Obamacare website.
Okay.
And what I do believe...
You fiddled with it last night.
I don't... I think what you may have is the single reason this will go down historically as a failed presidency.
Really?
Because this
Do you
was
think it's going to be like Watergate evil?
Everybody,
is it going to really hound him that badly?
The news cycles are so fast nowadays that you can't say with certainty that this could doom a presidency and that historically he'll be looked at as the guy that fucked up health care when he had a chance to do it. But with every passing month that goes by where they're saying they're going to fix it and they don't fix it.
Yeah, not just month, every day.
I can't describe as an Obama supporter.
Oh, yeah.
To go on a website after their 1 month of saying at the end of the month, which everybody thought that was a little too long.
Sure.
It's going to be fixed. And then to get on this website and be in this business where we work with the online businesses all the time and to see it fucked up again as it was last night.
Yeah.
Completely and utterly. I went on, I'll just give you one part of it because I'll share some of this stuff tomorrow. Last night, 1:30 in the morning. This is on December 4th.
Right.
I am actually the morning of December 5th.
Okay.
I am on the website and I go to the chat room because I get an email that says you have successfully set up an account.
Oh, good.
Now all you need to do is put your password in and you log in. Hey. So I put my ID in and I put my password in and I press log in, freeze. Mm-hmm. Nothing. In the lower right-hand corner is a little icon that says chat, live chat. So I said, you know what? I hit this login. It's frozen. Nothing seems to happen. Let me go with live chat. I go to live chat.
They have that on porn sites, too.
Yeah, they do.
Very quickly.
Password recovery.
Very quickly, a lady comes on with me, and she says, my name is Angela. How can I help you? I said, I try to make, and when I'm doing online chat, I try to make it as simple as possible. I said, had my username and password. When I went to log in, nothing happened. That was it. She said, where are you trying, what state are you trying to get health care in? I said, Virginia. She said, one moment, please. 5 minutes.
Oh, no.
You're like essentially typing to her. It's not a voice.
I am not exaggerating in the slightest. It is 5 minutes. She comes back on, and she says, this is 1:30 in the morning. Call volume is very heavy right now. You might want to try back later.
At 1:30
after 5 minutes. After 5. They are summarily, across the board, no mistake, they are fucked.
Wow.
They are completely and utterly fucked. And the people that are getting through, I decided, let me go to talk to a guy online. Let me talk to a guy that's on the phone.
Right.
You know what that guy said to me?
What?
The guy said, yeah, the system just crashed. Now, after I couldn't log in, then it said the system is down. So I got that screen. This is all like 1:30, 1:35 in the morning. I go to the guy. I call the guy. He said, because the system's down online, they'll need to help you on the phone. He said, we can't help you on the phone because the system's down. So when you hear that thing, when you hear these people, they're going to tell you this. The Obamacare people are going to tell you this. They're going to say, well, if you can't do it online, you can probably get somebody on the phone to help you.
Right.
The people that are on the phone helping you are going through the same technology, the same website. So don't let them conjure you. This is a pile of shit, and we are all eating it as taxpayers. And then the guy said to me, yeah, earlier we got a couple of people signed up. Damn. This is a phone operator. This is how broken it is, so I shared it with you now. This is everything I was going to do on the Friday show, but, it's insane. It's truly insane. Wow. So that was my number 2. Let's move on to Rob Spiewak, the show historian, and big events on the Mike O'Mara show.
I actually reviewed every show we've done thus far in calendar year 2013, so I came up with 20 items.
Okay.
So if you don't want to go in depth, I understand it.
All right.
The number 1, I think the biggest event of the year for the show is Omericon at the State Theater.
It was a great show.
And it's recent. I don't want to diminish it, but it was a fabulous night. And once again, I think my favorite part was hanging with everybody after the show. That was so cool. But also the fact that we were able to pull off something we've never done before with the PowerPoint slideshow presentation. It was cool and a lot of fun to do.
It was fun. It was terrific. It really has worked out to be the time of year that we really will probably continue to do these live shows.
Our pre-Thanksgiving Christmas event.
Because it really is something that it just works for us. You know, we go through the spring. We sometimes have little fun things we do in the spring, which we will. We do some traveling, which we will do more of.
Right.
But the fact is, November is when we usually all get together with big, passionate fans of the show, and we have a great big party. And it was a unique thing that Oscar, I don't want to say he drug us into it kicking and screaming.
No, but you know what?
It was definitely something, at least for me, where I was like, I don't know.
He had to talk us into it.
Right.
And I'm right there with you because it is different than anything we'd ever done before.
Well, you guys killed it.
And a lot of people said, hey, why didn't you put it
though.
online? Why didn't you put streaming? Why didn't you do it? Well, the fact is, our live shows, I think to a certain extent, that goes back to what Oscar said before we even got started with this is, we're just doing the live shows for people that want to come and see us live.
And we want to, if this is the reality behind it as well. We didn't talk about this when we heard the initial complaints, is that if we're going to give you a live stream, we want to give you a good live stream.
Right.
Something that we would be proud of to put our names on and say, you're getting your money's worth.
We don't want it to look like a bootleg.
Yeah,
not some hack camera that's just sitting there trying to capture it when it doesn't work.
Yeah, so we'll look into that, but we want to make sure we do it right for you.
Yeah, we might do the thing that's great about this show is it's constantly growing and evolving, and we might do a live stream of something that's totally different that might not even be related to a live show. So get ready for that.
Okay, the second event is, you mentioned traveling in the spring. the first week of March that we spent in a little bit chilly but a lovely town
God,
in
that
Florida.
weather was fucked.
No, it was. You know what?
Hated how cold it was down there.
It was snow up here. There was snow up here,
right?
But it was in the 60s in Florida. It's not what we were looking for.
I think it's where I gained an appreciation for Jimmy Cerrito's total alcoholism.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do remember.
And you followed pretty closely in his footsteps.
Someone had to.
Day drinking.
I had to dull the pain from the drive down and drive up.
Oh, the drive was part of the fun.
Yeah, big fun.
Yeah, I liked it.
Right.
I think the thing about Jimmy that I will never forget is when he started the morning and we had all had a night. I mean, a big night.
One of our big party nights.
And Jimmy said to one of us, he says, you know what I think? I think a vodka and soda sounds refreshing.
That's when I looked at it. Oh, my God! How the fuck can you drink at this hour?
Oh, the limes are good.
Hair of the dog, Lloyd. Hair of the dog.
And number 3, we welcome a new O'Mara and send another O'Mara off to college.
Yeah, my daughter went to college, and we welcomed my son, and I think all within the, I made the announcement in 2012.
I don't think you did.
Did I make the announcement?
You told me at the end of 2012, like
Okay.
at Christmas time. So I think it was early in the year. I think the entire...
I don't remember when I made. I remember what you played. You played Chicago.
Yeah.
Does anyone know really know what time it is?
I think you took the entire listenership this year. I think you took them on the pregnancy ride with you.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And also we got to watch you send Catherine to college, which was also very cool.
Well, no, I want to think I did it in 2012 that I made the announcement.
Well, the birth was in this year.
Yes.
The birth was definitely in this
The
year.
list remains valid.
Yeah, and my daughter...
It's been certified, for God's sake.
All right, so let's get to... that's 3 items. Let's get to a couple of tech things.
Okay, one of the biggest, and we talked about it extensively here on the program, was the birth of finally an attractive, cool electric car, which was the Tesla Model S.
Now, did that actually come out this year, or did it just gain attention this year?
It became the car of the year this year.
Okay.
So as far as electric cars, is the first electric car that was getting all the press, all the accolades for being the safest.
And because of your association.
Until it burst into flames.
And because of your association with Todd Moore,
that's right.
It became personal for you.
Because
you
he got
to
one.
ride it, and you got one. And then all the shit started happening with Tesla.
And they were just cleared from it, which is great.
They were cleared from it?
They were cleared from it in Germany, and here in the States, it looks like they're going to be cleared as well.
That's great, because, as a rule, the Germans are not a very forgiving people.
You know, when I went to that Alamo cinema last night, or 2 nights ago, I actually pulled into a parking space, and I had to back out because it was for electric cars only. That's the first time I have ever seen that.
Did it have an outlet?
It had an outlet right
Did
in
it
front of
really?
It absolutely did.
Cool. You could have actually just parked there and charged your cell phone.
It was, but they actually wouldn't let anybody else park in there but an electric car. So they've been cleared. Yeah, the actual incidence of this, based on how many Teslas were on the road, was
less
really,
than 1%.
It was not that big a deal, and I'm glad to hear that.
0.02%.
So is it still your dream car? Is it still what you
Still
want to
my
get?
dream car.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the technology. I believe in the fact that, regardless of where gas prices are now, and they've gone down a little bit this holiday season, you have to really think about, and it's not about a Tesla. If you get a Prius, fully electric Prius, you get a Hyundai Leaf, whatever you get, you really should think about leaving this earth with really showing your children, showing your family, showing your neighbors that there's a different way to consume energy.
This is true, and it's going to take a very long time.
Yes. So you're looking at over 100 years of culture.
Yeah.
That goes another direction.
It's true. What's one more?
One more would be Twitter, and the reason why I would say Twitter is because
Twitter's been around for a long time.
It's been around but it's their IPO.
Oh my God, very successful.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of really traction as far as Twitter's concerned, because people didn't know when they were going to go public, how are they going to go public, if they were going to actually make the money when they actually came out. And when they came out, they're up 70% from their initial price.
Now, is it true that
which kind of counters Facebook having a disaster
when they blew it?
Yes.
Right. Do you think they went to school on Facebook with their IPO?
Yes, absolutely. They did everything right that Facebook did wrong.
And the other thing is that when Twitter released, you could only buy 140 shares or less.
Well, even then, it's the richer get richer because you couldn't buy the initial stock,
which is every
it's a whole
major
thing.
IPO.
But what I thought was important about it is that Twitter also didn't just kind of evolve on its user base and going public. They put out a kind of a video microblogging app, a companion app. It's called Vine. And Vine
huge. Lets you put 7-second clips of videos up.
Turned into Facebook putting Instagram videos up.
But Jeff Bezos said this on 60 Minutes, and I will remember this for a very long time, that he said most companies are destined, in the long run to go away.
It
These
was
tech companies,
you know what, he showed a lot of wisdom in that portion of that interview.
Tremendous wisdom, including everything he did. I mean, I think this guy, the way, he probably knows the real story as to whether these drones will actually be able to deliver packages.
No way.
But it sure made a massive story on 60 Minutes and got picked up by everybody. But it'll be interesting to see what in 2014 the next big tech company story is.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the other sides of Amazon, and not just Amazon in general, was, if you don't mind, Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post.
Right here in our backyard.
And the Washington Post is one of my most beloved papers. There's many others around the country.
Grew up with it.
And in the area, I grew up with it.
It's our paper of record on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Yeah. Even though there are a lot of assholes over there.
For a gentleman like...
And you can quote me.
Thank you.
For a tech giant like that to completely step out of his comfort zone, to take on a project like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he does with that property.
Yeah, because he doesn't
make it
buy
even smaller.
He doesn't make it smaller.
The Post is very small.
I'm Jeff Bezos. I've been thinking about this for hours now. What if I buy the Washington Post and make it smaller?
And then he burst in maniacal laughter, and a thunderclap happened.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because he wouldn't have bought it if he didn't think he was going to do something special with it.
True. I can't wait.
That's cool. Moving back to my list here, we've got Miley Cyrus and her tongue at the VMAs. Huge pop culture story.
Yeah, and I hate the fact that
out.
it's still hanging in the sort of the atmosphere, because it wasn't that big of a deal to me.
It was the tongue and the twerking.
It was the twerking
Yes.
and the tongue, and the fact that this is the new reality of how celebrities market themselves. If you can do something that is controversial, that gets all the attention, that's perfectly stupid, you're going to elevate your star power. Now, whether she was shrewd enough and smart enough to know that this was going to happen, which I think she was. I think she was advised to do this. That's fine, but at the same time, it's doesn't amount to a pile of warm spit to me.
However, she did, right on the tail of that, come out with an amazing video and an incredible record. Wrecking Ball is it's not making the top of the list, but I think it's one of the great songs of the year, and she's proved that she really can sing.
Staying power.
Yeah, and maybe, sometimes when I look at Miley Cyrus, I look at this little brat that's like misguided, trying to act out.
Yeah.
And other times I look at her and I say, this is probably one of the best managed artists that I have ever seen. Everything is a strategic
She's not
move.
Amanda Bynes setting a driveway on fire.
Exactly.
Which, by the way, is unfortunate.
Now, sometimes you get that kind of notoriety and press when you orchestrate it, like I think Miley did.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get it when you don't want it. And the other big story of 2013 was Paula Deen and kind of damaging, perhaps fatally, her empire with the N-word and all the allegations that came out. It was a huge story, and there was a lot of mea culpas with her on the different television shows.
Lots of crying.
At the end of the day,
tears of butter.
What did we learn from that story, though? That if you do something,
you said it again. It's your new catchphrase.
You would have to go. You just have to jump in front of a camera and say, "This is what I did."
Yeah, do not delay.
I regret my behavior. I was an a-hole to do this. I'm totally embarrassed.
I've just donated half my fortune to AA NCP or whatever it's called.
Yeah, not that spelling counts.
But at the same time, Oscar,
no, NAACP.
Damn it!
When I hear about a disgruntled employee who happened to be white also, and you're talking about the restaurant business where people throw darts at each other all the time. I mean, my number one detractor online is a guy that used to work for me in a restaurant. And he used to be a disc jockey for me, and one of the club disc jockeys. And this guy, to this day, I know he's out there. He does it anonymously, but I know it's this guy. Right. And he throws darts at me. And when you're in the food service business, you get a lot of that. And this lady, whether these allegations were true, partially true, or not true at all, the damage was done to Paula Deen. And there's a part of me that says, just get your shit together, old lady. I mean, the world has changed. You got to wake up.
No more N-bombs.
When it comes to racial sensitivity, you got to have your shit together. Moving back.
If you own a failing restaurant, contact us at foodnetwork.com.
Hi, everybody.
I think that one of the biggest things, and this is another one that lands squarely on Oscar's shoulders, brand new studio for the show.
Yes.
And not only
Fun.
does it sound we sound as good as we've ever sounded,
Right.
but our YouTube presence looks beautiful. And now since we've started the show, this is the year that when I have family or friends over, I bring up a YouTube clip on Apple TV and I say, look, this is what I do because I'm so proud of it.
And that's not going to change, but there are going to be significant changes in the way this show is delivered, and you're going to see those changes continuously.
Yes.
And we're always going to be tweaking, and we got some major changes coming up in 2014. There's a tease for
But
you.
it doesn't affect the content.
No, it will never affect the content. Of
course
but,
not.
the look of the show will be different.
Yeah.
And as to the Beatles saying, you say goodbye and we say hello. We said goodbye to Buzz, Mark, and RJ, although he had been gone before, he came back and we said goodbye to RJ. And hello to Josh and to Ponyboy and to Shaggy. We had some ingress and egress on
And
the
to
show.
Chris.
We covered it.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Yoko.
When it happened, we covered it, and the fact is, a lot of times when relationships end, it's not always fun. It was not fun. It was not fun at all, and it was very, very difficult summer for us when all that was going down. But ultimately, we were very pleased with the content and the sound of the show and what came out of it.
Yes.
And, at the same time, we wish those guys the very, very best of luck, and we do maintain contact with them. The fact is that it is kind of a competing world now, and we had to look at it like that, and that was tough, and I'm sure it was tough for them as well. But things change and things evolve, and that's just the way it goes. And that was a very, very significant part of our year.
I think when you look at a year in review, you have to look at your successes, like installing a working telephone in the studio, and you also have to look at your
That's embarrassing.
and you have to look at your failures, Mike.
Yes.
And rest in peace, January 14th to November 29th, WTNT.
WTNT was
They don't always come up 7, Mike.
Yeah, WTNT was somebody that they approached us to do what was called, I'm going to pull back the curtain now the way it works.
Okay.
Everybody knew this, but it was called brokered radio.
Okay.
Where we owned our show. We actually rented that space
We
on
bought
WTNT.
2 hours. We bought 2 hours a day.
And it was something that we never got the traction based on the quality of their signal. That's the ultimate truth. Their signal was just a challenge from the very beginning. We thought it would be better than it was. We were eager to get a relationship with a radio station, and I think we ran into it a little too fast. If I'd had to do it again based on the signal quality, I would not have done it again.
Because in our eyes, and this is, I think it's important for the listener to know, and anybody that's within earshot of our voices, is that we look to reinvest into the program. So we said, okay, we'll be on the radio.
Right.
But it's not about being on the radio. You're going to have all these people driving down 66 that are going to discover us again.
Right.
So they'll see that they just don't know, because only a small percentage of the people about the show know. That's why it's so important people talk to people and say, hey, do you like comedy shows? Do you like, if you like Don and Mike, you're going to love this show. Mm-hmm. Anything like that would work for us, but we thought it would make it a little easier. Now, while I agree we ran too a little quick, but our hearts were in the right place.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
And there's no way to have known if it would work or if it didn't work without trying.
You had to take a leap of faith.
And the thing is, when we, I think my moment of clarity, and as I said, we did it quickly.
Yes.
And perhaps could have vetted a little bit more the relationship with WTNT. When I turned WTNT on I think, a Saturday morning, right after we signed our show on, and I heard the following.
So true.
When I realized it
How
sucked.
many rupees did that hour cost?
We got to fly through the rest of
Okay,
these.
let me fly. I'll go quick. Oscar went to China
Yes.
and had a pineapple pie at McDonald's.
That's
that was
right.
my takeaway from that.
Yeah.
Jerk.
But you
So much
did
more there.
sneakily get in touch with us from China, which
Yeah.
was wild.
You
Isn't
still
that
have Hong
weird?
Kong as your screensaver.
Hong Kong, baby, going back.
Very cool.
Are you going back
I
to
don't
China?
know. That's just a nice picture.
Fuck
It's not
that.
a place you just say, yeah, I'm going to go back. Maybe this weekend.
Yeah, I think I'm going there.
Right.
Ah, screw it. You went to the inauguration with James Cerrito.
Oh, never again. Never again. Not with James Surreal. Jimmy and I had a great time.
Sure.
But the fact was, oh, God, what a clusterfuck.
You were so pleasant on the phone that day.
Yeah, it was just terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And, maybe it was kind of indicative of what this administration would do for the rest of the year. The inauguration was, to me, kind of fucked up.
And remember-
not moving people from one place to another and not doing it with a lot of forethought.
Remember that after the inauguration, that for 2 weeks Netflix, our lead story in the entire country was whether or not Beyonce was a lip syncer.
Yes, absolutely. And then who knows that I would establish that great relationship with the director of the Marine Band, Colonel Michael Colburn, who
cool.
told me what the real deal was about that, and also told me she was a consummate professional in rehearsal, getting ready. So he's a big proponent of Beyonce, and I should go on record by saying that.
Big changes in the Spiewak house. Robert plays sports. Julia plays sports. Julia gets a part in Grease, and I get a dog.
Yay, that's right. Linus came into the picture. You have a dog. You love that dog.
I adore him.
You train that dog to the best of your ability.
I do what I can. What the kids don't undo. We sweat our balls off and lose our voice at karaoke.
Ah, yes.
Which was a great, great evening and resulting in one of the feistier Friday shows in the history of this podcast.
Yes.
When
karaoke.
we came in and said, hello.
Todd Moore invited us all, and Oscar invited us all down to karaoke in Arlington, and it was a really fun night. But we happened to get this night at this bar that had their air conditioning go out when it was 90 degrees at night.
Killer band, though.
And it was
they were great.
Great band, and we'd love to do that again. I think we should definitely do that
in the
again.
dead of winter. We'll go.
Absolutely.
Also, Mike enters the city of Boston the night they catch the bomber.
Yeah, and that ties into mine also.
Oh,
my
cool.
number one.
Let me throw it to you then.
Yeah, number one on my hit parade was the Boston Marathon bombings.
Yes.
And, I planned my trip. You don't plan your trip around something like this. Yeah. Certainly don't do it after the fact. I planned it a couple of months earlier that I was going to go up and see the family the weekend of April 20th. And that was the week of the Boston Marathon bombing. And, we went back and forth as to whether we were going to continue with the trip and head up there to see my sister. And we ended up, being detoured in. And it was amazing to me that when they caught the guy was when we went by the town that he was caught in, coming into Boston at actually the moment. It was, I think, about 9:30 at night.
That's about
when
right.
he was actually captured. And then the great joy on Saturday, not knowing what the baseball season would bring, of going to Fenway Park and seeing everybody come out.
Oh, you were at the Neil Diamond game.
Yeah, Boston Strong.
That's so great.
And David Ortiz saying, this is our fucking city.
Yes.
On the PA. It was just an amazing part of Boston history to be a part of.
How great.
And I love that. And really, it's funny because at the end of the day, with the World Series win that the Red Sox had, they kind of, I don't think they made enough of it. I think it was just truly spectacular that
it's
city.
Nice, it's nice they didn't have to make a lot.
They didn't
of
really. It was what it was, and it was fantastic. And what a great way to end the year with the World Championship.
Can we? I've got just some text stories, but I can
go
get
for
to
some
them
text.
later. No,
yeah.
but I want to get to Pony. We haven't talked to him at all.
Yes,
I'd love to hear. What
oh my
he has
God,
to
that's
offer.
right. I forgot.
Oh,
Pony.
very cool.
Pony, give us your top 10.
I've got all right. Right here is,
and these are your top 10 favorite moments from the show this year.
That is correct.
Okay,
thank you, Oscar. Otherwise, he would have sat there, prepared his list. After
I thought you
made
were
him do it.
saving him as the closer.
No, fuck no.
I swear to God, I did.
And then we'll get to your rapid
No
fire,
problem.
your text
Yeah,
stuff. Go ahead, Pony.
All right, Todd Moore and Officer Meg affair.
That was it. The Battle Royale continues. We may have them both in studio, certainly maybe around the holidays. I think Officer Meg and Todd are coming to our holiday show.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
And you're going to paint a white line down the center of the house.
Moving on, Pony.
I got Frankie and the Eagles' Lair.
Yes, that's right.
Great.
True.
That's when you were doing our dual cast from Maine.
Went up to Maine, and there was actually a bald fucking eagle at the top of a tree that was ready to fly away with Frankie and his talons.
I think you should say fucking bald eagle. When you split the word, it's
a
not...
bald fucking eagle.
That's
fornicating.
Stinky the Stink Bug.
Oh, the late Stinky the Stink Bug.
Remember me and
he
Marquette?
might still be in the jar.
A terrarium.
Do we still have him in the jar?
He might still be. No.
Yes!
That poor rat bastard.
Let's see what the condition of Stinky is.
No, it's not good.
Oh, not good.
Stinky's
Is he moving? No, he's just dead.
He's feeling...
Stinky's very dead.
Well, Mike, he's feeling kind of poorly now.
Let's see what this smells like.
No!
Don't smell it. Why would you
no.
do that? You're going to call the other stink bugs in.
Call them?
Yeah. When you kill them, they
Want to smell it?
No.
they exude
Well,
some
I'm feeling all
pheromone.
woozy.
Hey, you're feeling
pheromone.
kind of poorly. Yeah,
All right, Bobby, go ahead.
Imperfect Polly was number 7.
Yes, Polly the parakeet, the plastic fucking parakeet. I'm going to say the F word during all of Pony's segments.
Excellent.
Yes.
Number 6 was when Mike did the DJ remix with Rob's record player.
Why am I blanking on
His
that?
portable record player.
Oh, that's right.
And you're like, and you destroyed some of his records.
Yeah, I know which
It
one it
great.
was. It was Dire Straits.
Money for nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It was so red.
You played it backwards.
Oh, sorry
Which
about
is
that.
neither good for the vinyl nor the phonograph.
Funny when I have Alzheimer's and I don't remember.
Yeah,
any
I
of
think
this
I know
stuff.
why you forgot it.
Number 5, the
Timing.
King is Born.
When we stop talking is when you start talking.
I understand.
Okay,
Sorry.
yes, my son was born. It was very special. Incredible. Keep moving.
It was fun.
Number 4, Tony, and number 3, Mickey. I couldn't really decide which one was better, so they're a tie.
Oh,
That was-
in-studio guest. Yeah.
In-studio guests, and also Tony Perkins and Mickey Coachella, both starting with shows, and we're going to have actually a big announcement about Mickey tomorrow
Oh,
on
wow.
our regular show. Not tomorrow, sorry, we're doing a bonus.
There's a bonus show.
I have them sideways.
They've already heard it, then.
All right, keep moving.
Isn't that a great announcement?
2 is the hot rockin', flame throwing, turntable burning, Labor Day weekend spectacular.
Oh, yeah. And you know, we'll be doing it again for Christmas.
That's very exciting.
That means Oscar gets a day off.
Should be great.
And number...
Wait, is that when Rob just plays his hits?
Yeah, it's just
No,
the
that's
records.
when you and I talk up records.
Oh,
We
I
just
wasn't
talk up
there. I
records.
just ran the cameras.
That's
We're doing,
right.
when are we doing that? Anyway?
That'll be the last bonus show of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And number 1 is Carla's milk came in, and Oscar...
Carla's milk came in, and what,
Awkward.
Pony?
It was the most awkward comment of my life. Oscar asked me if I could bring the milk up to her.
That's right. Carla said somehow
announced. You
I
announced.
announced that Carla's milk had come in, and Oscar said something like, "Is it on the porch? I'll bring it up to her."
He thought we got it on Amazon.
Yeah, I
So
thought it
he
was
said, do you want
outside.
Pony to get it?
Yeah, do you want
That's right.
Tony to get it?
That you know what? Good job,
Good
Tony.
list.
Yeah, that's terrific. We got time rapid fire to go around the room real quick.
Google Glasses.
Google Glass,
Yes,
you love that.
Phenomenal.
You had it.
Changed the game. I absolutely love it.
You're an explorer.
Yes, and also Galaxy Gear, which is the watch that's also a phone.
That's
And
a
you get access-
Samsung product,
Samsung
right?
product, yeah.
Right, okay.
So 2 great, really evolutions in tech.
If you had to make a choice between Google Glass and the watch, which would you do? I know you
Google
have the
Glass.
You love Google Glass.
Yeah, I actually looked at the watch, but I said you can just talk to your glasses and then you're good to go.
Okay. Talk to your glasses or your
If you
watch.
had to make a choice, Google Glass or a food processor?
Oh, Google Glass.
See, I
You
go
have
the
any
other way.
left?
Yes, I do, as a matter
Real
of fact. Tomo versus Meg made my list as well.
Right.
All 3 of us were involved in a television pilot that will soon be on a TV show near you.
Hopefully.
Mike broadcasts from Maine, guests in studio. In addition to Tony and Mickey, we had Spiegel, Langer, Cappy, Officer Jerky, Shannon, Carey, and Carla. Mike and Jimmy go on a trip and neglect to strap their bikes down real good.
It's a disaster.
Oscar becomes an explorer, and my favorite moment of the year, of course, Mike has a ride along in sensible shoes.
I have not worn them since. I have not worn them
you
since.
bought Skechers.
That's right. Sketcher black
Shape-ups.
shoes to be.
They're the shape-ups.
And I veered off. Of course, you remember I was thinking about becoming a real squirrel and getting a police car.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I did not do that.
Well,
We
you
are-
haven't done it yet.
We are still a one-car family. Top events: the government shutdown. Aaron Hernandez of the Patriots gets
Right.
arrested. The 3 women that were held captive by that son of a bitch who ended up offing himself in Cleveland.
Maybe with some assistance.
They were freed, and James Gandolfini was I think the biggest celebrity death of the year.
I agree.
That's it.
Just one other thing, Netflix, the fact that they came out with their original programming, which is House of Cards, and really has changed the way that people consume, and really brought shined a light on how people consume seasons of television, and also really another feather in our cap. It's what we do, but now television's starting to do that.
Exactly, and I believe the second season drops in February.
Yeah.
Of House of Cards.
All
And
13 episodes.
And there's another one that I wanted to that I'm going to be checking out, maybe even this weekend, called Orange Is the New Black. Have
Oh, my
you seen
father
it yet?
loves
I've
it.
seen every episode.
My father
You've
loves
seen
it.
it?
A lot of fun.
Worthwhile?
Yep.
Very good. That's
Especially
very
if you
cool.
like citrus fruit.
But James Gandolfini.
And Harry Vajaj. Vajay.
Really?
You know
Yes.
what? I think one of the words that really came into play and is almost just commonplace in the year was binge watching. That's
Binge
what people do now. They binge watch shows.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, now that the show's over, I'm going to go binge eat. Thank you. That's it. So that's it. I think we covered it. That was
Yeah,
a pretty
strong.
good, rapid year in review after our psychotherapy session.
Allow
Pretty
me
good.
to say this, Mike. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to both of you guys. It's been a great year. We got more to come. Lots of great shows coming up, especially all those ones we're going to do on December 20th.
Yeah.
What could possibly
All
go
for
wrong?
free, those shows.
All free.
Exactly.
At the end of the year, our usual drunken shows that we used to charge for, we'll give them to you for free. Thanks for supporting the bonus hour. Don't forget about our bonus packages that are available for the year. If you're listening, you're already a customer. Only $69.99. That's access to the entire bonus show anthology. It's the most bang for your entertainment buck, and you save over 25% with the yearly subscription. And you can still subscribe monthly with a $6.99 charge, or order episodes a la carte for only $1.99 each. No matter what you desire, we have a bonus plan that's right for you. They're all available right now at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and it makes a great Christmas gift.
Ho, ho, ho.
See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Mike O'Meara, Radio Entertainment.